I was
So
gonna
yeah, that's
I was gonna tell you about my recent discovery during my sound check last night.
oh yeah, you were excited about that.
So I don't know how I don't know what it sounds like on your end. I can't be there. But I'm assuming I'm coming through this mic decent when I'm here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed in every episode we've put out so far, which this is number 20. So hopefully it's some quality control from now on. But I don't
Yeah.
know if you've ever noticed all the like my voice is like yours is usually fine. And I can easily fix it in the editor if it's too quiet. But I
Right.
don't know if you've ever noticed in pretty much every episode we've ever done, my voice kind of bounces in and out
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
and sometimes it has like some kind of like loud like uh feedback over it.
Yeah.
Here's what I found out. So when I start recording on OBS, I messed with the settings to have it set up so it's recording Discord audio.
Mhm.
While doing that sound test, I was setting this up, this camera here, because the last episode we put out, I don't know if you heard that loud buzzing noise over top of it, and it turned out to be this camera because it has a built-in mic on it, and I think it
Mhm.
was like feedback from two microphones bouncing back and forth with each other.
Okay.
So I'm doing the sound check. I'm hearing that and I'm like, okay, there's got to be a way to turn this mic off. I went into the Discord and then I was testing. I was looking at the sound meter on here. And when I talk in Discord, it's showing that it's picking up here. I got the green square showing up, right? But on OBS, like right now, you're not talking. I'm talking, but you're not talking. So there is nothing bouncing on the Discord sound thing on OBS, which
Yeah, yeah.
means that my audio that picks up on OBS does not come from Discord. It is coming straight from the mic into OBS. Sorry. So the mic is
Yeah.
being shared both by Discord and OBS at the same time. Now
So you're getting the recording of Discord's well,
I get Discord's audio, which is when
yeah.
you're talking. So if you're talking right now,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, no, continue
it's
where you left
showing.
off because I think I got yeah.
I'm talking right now. It's not showing that there's any audio picking up from Discord.
Yeah.
It's showing, however, a separate mic at the very bottom here, which it was hidden. That's why I
Oh
never noticed
my
before.
god.
That's where I
Your
went into the
webcam mic was
settings.
picking up from
Even before I got this mic, the built-in webcam mic is what was picking up my audio as well as the Blue Yeti. And then the problem with the last episode we did with John, when I had this hooked up, it was all three microphone feedback interacting with each other all at the same time, as well as the Discord audio. So I went in, I turned off every mic, and now it is exclusively this mic is the only thing picking up my audio.
holy
So
shit, dude.
now I stayed up all fucking. I got to bed way. I almost did not wake up for this. I got to bed way later than I should have because I was up all night trying to figure this
Yeah.
out, and I finally got it. And I think from now on, the Uncle Bill show will be somewhat quality podcasting.
It just took 20 episodes.
It just took 20 episodes.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
Okay, this is fucking retarded. All right, are we reading Shrek and Sonic?
Sure.
Okay.
It's a lot of it's a lot of narration. So how do you want
Um. Perhaps we can take turns reading paragraphs.
Okay.
Oh my god, I just read ahead. This is nasty, bro. Okay, are you ready?
How are we, who's starting?
You will play rock, paper, scissors for it?
You know what? I'll just, I'll just get us going.
Okay. Alright.
When Sonic saw Shrek's naked body glistening in the moonlight, he slipped his hand slowly down to his blue erect penis. He jacked off fast to avoid being discovered by the by the ignorant Shrek. Now scrubbing his tight asshole with green leaves taken from the surrounding plants. The water slid down the green back and Shrek what? The water slid down the green back and Shrek touched the sore hairy balls and lifted them up to wash the onion smell off them. Sonic was totally lost in the sight and cummed down in a hole in the ground and covered it with dirt. No one, and especially not Shrek, must know that every time Shrek bathed, he crept out to enjoy the show. But this time, he accidentally made a sound, and he
I,
moaned loudly when he cummed,
oh.
with great force.
Oh. Oh wait, this is Sonic. Shrek!
He groaned and fell down on his knees, which were completely exhausted by stress. Shrek turned when he heard someone call his name, and he saw Sonic fall out of his hiding place and into the bathwater, which was filled with dirt from Shrek's now clean body. At the sight of the unknown person who disturbed his weekly bath, Shrek turned away and hid his man boobs and penis with his hands. He screamed a loud
Ah!
feminine scream.
Oh.
Sonic lifted his head out of the water so as not to drown. He was completely out of it, and he shook his wet, spiky hair out of his eyes to see the consequences of his unfortunate action. Now he sighted the big fat ogre who he had long had a crush on. He was naked and red in the face, and the sight of the barely covered moobs and the big green penis got his little Sonic to stand anew. uh,
Shrek did not know what he should do in this situation. He saw now that it was just his neighbor Sonic. He was just about to say that Sonic should just forget this ever happened, and that he should go away immediately when something unexpected happened. He looked at Sonic's penis and saw that it was stiff. He was now more red in the face, and he figured out what Sonic had done in the bush he had fallen out of. But instead of fleeing, Shrek was driven by his own desires, and he could feel his penis begin to quiver, and he felt a flame in his stomach. He lusted for him.
Sonic saw that Shrek now moved his hands and that hid his most delicate places away, and his oh
I
my
don't know
god,
why
hold
there's a
on.
comma there.
Yeah, that comma threw me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Sonic saw that Shrek now moved his hands and that hid his most delicate places away, and bulged parts were now exposed. Oh my god, I can't fucking read, dude. And his bulging parts were now exposed. A large green pulsating penis came from Sonic.
I just imagined it like towering over him,
And there was already cum
slowly
flowing out of the
moving,
penis head.
slowly moving into frame.
You just see Sonic's face and, like, the shadow growing over. Sonic moved anxiously toward the big penis, and he looked up at Shrek. Shrek nodded. When Sonic had climbed all the way towards Shrek, he took the big penis in his mouth and sucked it gently, while Shrek groaned violently. Shrek laid his hands on Sonic's head and pumped his mouth violently. Sonic's tongue licked vigorously. Oh god, Shrek's dickhead that constantly produced new cum. It got wilder, and Shrek climaxed into the water into Sonic's mouth. Sonic swallowed it all. It tasted of onions. Sonic's head was completely filled with it. It was all over the place, and Shrek was now groaning under the water and breathed heavily. Holy I hate this.
Sonic now climbed up to Shrek's big belly and sat on him, his small, tight balls sliding across the wet belly. Sonic's mouth hit Shrek's hard as they kissed hard and wet, and Sonic exchanged his cum-filled saliva with Shrek's. They kept on kissing for a long time, until Shrek's large hand slid down against Sonic's ass. One by one, he put his big sausage fingers into Sonic to expand him, and Sonic grunted alarmingly. Ugh! Shrek was concerned, but he had hurt him. But Sonic asked him to go on. They were now 3 fingers inside Sonic. He was a fucking bowling ball. And
Basically
it's
a sock puppet.
he's a bowling ball, 3 fingers.
Oh yeah.
And it seemed to Shrek that it was enough. Sonic's body shook violently, and he was worried that he could not take the big penis.
Oh god. It was bigger than the 3 fingers Shrek had already had inside him. Sonic already felt that he was about to crack.
Whoa.
Shrek jerked the 3 fingers out quickly.
Oh!
And spat on them, and then
Haktua.
stabbed them in again. He used spit as lube. What is this grammar? It was done quickly, and it was probably not enough, but Shrek could not wait any longer. He pressed his big penis into the little hole. And Sonic gasped and cried. Okay, Jesus Christ. Sonic's eyes began to water, and he began to slide teeth. Oh. Shrek held his little blue body hard against him.
Yeah, basically.
He kept pressing his big penis deeper into the tight hole until he was completely inside. Sonic's body spasmed.
That's not good.
But he orgasmed anyway. Shrek did not care now, and he began to pump hard and heavy in Sonic. And he turned him with his big hands to see his face. Sonic was completely out of it, and he fluctuated between fainting and being fully alert as penetrated. Shrek came into Sonic, and it ran out of the now ruined asshole. Shrek was finished, and he looked at the abused blue hedgehog lying down in the water, and then a small stream of blood flowed out of him. He left the place and never returned again.
I just imagine him laying there, right? And then just little blood. Oh, God.
I fucking hate it here, dude.
Oh, that was
Oh,
abusive,
fuck.
dude.
Yeah, that was fucked up. Holy shit, okay.
uh, can we just before we upload this, can we look up what Sonic's age is?
He's I mean, he was what? He was
How old is Sonic canonically?
I'm gonna say, like, 25.
Oh,
What? That face doesn't look too happy.
15.
No.
Wait, this is from a Reddit post though, so okay, this is the Sonic wiki. Sonic's official age is 15.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Can we just
Well, this is let's just say this is movie Sonic because I think he's grown up in that one.
How is he
Oh,
okay? Well, you know, it's, different for the world's fastest hedgehog. That's a different category.
it's different for the world's he ages faster because of how
Yeah, because
yeah
he runs so fast, yeah.
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 Holy shit. Well, that was probably illegal, and this is the Uncle Bill Show.
The only show.
The only show.
The only show at all.
The only show
This
where
is
I
the only
swallow
show
this
ever.
quarter.
No.
Okay.
What the fuck is wrong with you? It's a quarter of a dollar. In this economy?
Yeah, you're right.
Just
You're right.
eating money now? Alright.
Oh, Tristan.
Hi.
Maybe it's a good idea that you didn't bring in any topics because I got a list almost equivalent to the old days.
Yeah?
Yeah, a lot of shit has gone down. Well, we'll start with this one. I thought was pretty neat. My cousin sent it to me. Jack the Ripper's identity has finally been revealed after
What?
yeah,
What?
yeah. They finally
Ah,
traced his
what an
DNA.
answer.
And you want to know what's wild?
It was Bill Clinton.
Yeah. No.
Oh, what?
I
Yeah,
did not
dude.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman or that
I did
woman
not.
or that woman. I don't know why they're dead.
I did not kill all of those women.
But he was a barber. Yeah. So we're literally talking like Sweeney Todd here.
Yeah. That's kinda cool. I mean,
Yeah.
not really, but, like, that's kinda cool.
He was they traced back his identity and everything, and they found out that the guy, Jack the Ripper, um he was a barber, and he was in an asylum because he like even during that time knew he was fucking insane.
Yeah. Huh.
But yeah, they finally found his identity, which is insane.
Yeah.
Technology has come so far.
What the fuck? How
I'm
did
trying to
that take
remember.
that long?
They managed to find. They found some kind of fingerprints or DNA or something on on something, like a document or something, and then they were able to trace it back
Excuse
to
me.
a corpse, I think, that like one of his victims, and they were able to tie it back to the actual guy this many
Whoa.
years later. Yeah.
Excuse me. That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
What the fuck?
We're getting through these pretty quick. That was that.
I mean, well, no, it's just like imagine being that guy that like,
The guy who found
eh,
found the
yeah,
figured it out.
yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna win a Nobel Peace Prize for this one.
Well, that's fucking like that's insane. Oh, you must have got a lot of high fives at the office.
I
Can you
know
imagine if he like shows up dead because the government wanted Jack the Ripper to remain a secret because he was actually
a CIA
Bill
agent.
Clinton?
It was actually Bill.
That barber was Bill Clinton's long lost grandfather.
It was Bill Clinton's
Great.
barber.
When was Jack the Ripper? Like the 1800s? 19?
1700s, I believe, because it was like Victorian era, right?
You're a Victorian.
Mm.
Sorry, that was uncalled for. 1888.
Oh, 18. Oh, wow.
He murdered 5 women in the Whitechapel district. Damn, what an
I know
amateur. He
what?
got caught.
What an amateur. Only 5?
Only 5 and he got caught? What a fucking amateur, dude.
Those are rookie numbers. I
Ugh.
I beat more women than that.
Alright, let's move on. Ugh.
Did you see Drake is suing Kendrick Lamar for the Super Bowl halftime show?
Wait, because I thought I read that somewhere or some shit, but I just thought that was a joke because everybody likes fucking with Drake.
He struck a chord, Tristan.
Alright.
And
Drake's legal team targets UMG before Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl. That's 3 months ago. What the fuck? Those are Reddit from 3 months ago. Send me your fucking sources, William.
I'm sorry.
Drake's lawyers cite Kendrick's halftime show in defamation lawsuit over Not Like Us. Federal judge is refusing to allow UMG to delay start of Drake's defamation lawsuit.
Oh yeah, I think it wasn't
Yeah, they're
even like
straight
a
up. It's not even just the Super Bowl. It's just because
yeah.
they're just mad.
I think it had something to do with them both having the same producer or some shit, or same record label or something.
I don't know.
So Drake was like attacking them too or something. I don't remember what happened to the, but yeah.
Yeah, that's damn. Well, I mean, like it kind of makes sense. Well, because when you think about it, it was just like this is the most Drake thing you can do, right? Because it was just a beef, and
And he took it to defamation lawsuit because he's a
yeah.
bitch.
Well, it also like yeah, it was just a beef, right? It was just supposed to be a beef, and then it turned into like a I don't know, like hey everybody, look out! This dude's a fucking kid.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And like fucking 3 songs about that, and that's
I love how
you
like
know
there hasn't even really been anything that's like, hey, Drake's actually a
Oh no.
pedophile, or like any
um
kind of suspicion other
no,
than
I
he
mean
just acts like a weirdo.
no, there's some stuff because I remember back in like 20 whatever, he was like 25, 24, 25, 26. No, he
Drake's
was
a
much
lot older
older.
than that. Yeah.
Well, no, when he was, this was at a show. he pulled a fan up on stage,
I remember he was a like
and
teen star whenever I was growing up.
yeah, he pulled a fan up on stage, and he had like basically, let me see. The fan he pulled up on stage, he danced around with her, yada yada, and then he starts asking her questions. Like he was like, "Oh, damn, you're fine, you know? How old are you?" And she was like 17, and he's like, "Damn, why you look like that?" And she was like, "What?" And he was like, "You thick." And she was like,
Whoa!
"Well, it gets worse." She was like, you know, haha. And then he, after finding out her age, like fully like tongue kissed her on stage, um, in front of like, yeah, this was years ago.
Oh
Um,
my god!
then that's like that's that, you know,
You
there's
can't do
that.
that on TV.
You sure can't. Uh,
That's well, I didn't know about that. That's okay, yeah, Drake's
yeah. Oh no. So that's a thing.
openly
2010. That was a 2010 concert? Yep, okay. How old was Drake in 2010?
oh god, too old.
24.
He was only 24?
Yeah. Like, that's still not good.
No, no, I'm just saying
Um,
I'm surprised
but
cuz like I
yeah,
thought he
he's
was much older than me.
yeah, and then, also he does this weird thing where he talks to, like, child stars. So when Millie Bobby Brown was getting really popular with Stranger Things, he was talking to her a lot. On
Okay, yeah, I did hear about that.
her account when she was, like, 14 or 15, maybe 13, I don't remember.
I was
She
gonna
was like,
say
"Yeah, I
because
love
like
Drake, he's, like, one of my best friends." And everybody's like, "That's weird. That's really weird." Like, why is he best friends with this, like, 13, 14-year-old girl? Um, yeah, so that was strange.
that sounds like the same situation with Ezra Miller, and somehow
Oh
he
my
still
god,
gets away with it too.
he's 32.
Ezra Miller, yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so. Did you? I told you I watched that Flash movie finally.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was
How was
real.
that?
That was so bad. It was so dog shit.
I thought you were gonna say
There were
I
multiple.
didn't.
Actually, almost that whole movie was like CGI. Like,
I'm so sorry.
yeah, like they took the actors and then just like computer animated them so that they didn't have to act. And
The
you
fuck?
notice it because like the entire movie looks like a video game cutscene. Hold on,
Yeah.
let me find a scene I could show you because like I noticed in the beginning like when he was trying to catch all the babies falling out the window, which I joked that it was Ezra Miller running around capturing children. Um,
That's so good.
I was at Walmart and I saw a Funko Pop, and it was the Flash running around and all these babies falling, and he was like catching all the babies. It was a Funko Pop. I'm like, oh wow, they've actually made a Funko Pop of Ezra Miller actively kidnapping children.
Ezra Miller being a predator.
Yeah.
"Mom, I want
Um.
the Predator Funko Pop." "Oh, here you go." Hands him a regular Predator Funko Pop. "No, no, the Ezra Miller one." "You got something for me?"
uh. No, I don't. Apparently, I can't find the scene I'm specifically talking about, especially because like during the last bat. Oh my god, the last battle was so stupid because it was all just like reversing time, and then Batman dies, and then Supergirl dies, and then he reverses time again, and then Batman dies, and then Supergirl dies, and it was like literally just the same scene over and over again. I get the context was he was trying to stop it from happening, but it was just such a fucking like discombobulated mess. Um, the running like they CGI'd the running, like when he'd run back in time, and that looked terrible. Cause like so when he runs, it has this like really I don't know how to explain it. They tried to make it look like the background is moving fast, but it's literally it's not even like he's running and then they slow motioned it or anything. It's just Ezra Miller going in one spot, and it looks so fucking retarded.
They just green screened the fucking rest around it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's oh god.
And then they had a Nicolas Cage Superman because I guess he fucks everything up by going back in time so much, like reversing time, that like all these different parallel universes collided. And then I guess the joke is that Nicolas Cage was supposed to be the Tim Burton Superman back in the 80s, but it never
Yeah.
happened. So they had a CGI. They must not have been able to get actual Nicolas Cage because it was clearly a CGI Nicolas Cage dressed as Superman, and it looked so fucking gay. But yeah, no, everything going on in this movie, it literally looks like it looks like a Call of Duty match loading up, or Battlefront.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks so bad.
Or just things rendering in.
Yeah, exactly. Like even the actors, they CGI'd
Yeah.
all the actors in there, so even they're like still rendering as these scenes are going on. And it's
Oh,
like
fuck.
it's like they wanted to make everything fucking CGI, but they didn't know how to do CGI. And like the movie had its good moments here and there, like comedically, I guess. But at the same time it was so fucking hard to watch. And then I sent you when I was sitting there watching it, I sent you on Snapchat like one of those scenes where the dialogue was just so awful, where they were having he was having a conversation with that girl from his fucking college class or whatever.
Oh my god, right.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, and it was just so, like,
they were just
unnatural and
yeah.
yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm going to class. Oh, okay, cool. Well, how are you? I'm all right. Don't talk to me like that. Oh, okay, sorry. All right, I'm going now. Bye. It's, that's not word for word how it went, but that's basically
Yeah,
how it
no,
went.
it was
That
close
was the
enough.
dialogue the whole time.
What a fucking
And then when Michael
that's
Keaton's
angry.
Batman showed up, I didn't even realize it was him because I don't know what they did to him. They just made him look like, I don't know if you ever seen the Jesus guy in State College. He's the homeless dude who usually hangs out at Starbucks.
Yeah, yeah, you
Yeah,
told me about him.
that's what he
I
looks like. Let's move on to this story about a fat bitch suing Lyft. Did you hear about that?
What's going on?
How have you not heard? Like, I got the news recommendation or whatever from Google, and I was like, oh, that's lame, right? And then
Dude,
now it's like
I
a whole thing because apparently this woman's like on podcasts. She's like a rapper, I guess, and like her lawsuit is like a big deal right now because so she's like, we're talking like 500-600 pound fat bitch, right? And then she orders a lift, and the lift shows up, and they were just like, sorry, you were not fitting in my car. Like she was weighing down the car before she could even get a single ass cheek in.
Dank Damas. Okay. Holy
Yeah, she's fucking huge, bro.
dude, okay.
I wouldn't want her in my car either. Like my shit's already
That's
creaking.
insane.
Like I get a
Um,
group of people in my car. Like I'm an XL, and I get a group of fucking drunk kids in my car, and my shit's like grinding and shit. Right? She gets in my car, it's over, bro. Like I can't afford the
yeah,
maintenance. Are you gonna pay my maintenance bills for breaking my fucking suspension? You fat cunt.
holy shit.
Like fuck you. You're not getting in here. So she's
Right, the
suing
last part
Lyft,
was
and it's just like
unnecessary. Uh, yeah, no, I understand though. Holy fuck.
but it's a matter of like this is your life choice to be that fat.
Yeah, there's something you can do, you know, like,
There's
it's not
something you
just
can do. Uh, if somebody says you
if
can't
you coulda
fit
got
in my
a
lift,
yeah.
then you can't fit. Make a
You
change.
order a
How about
Lyft XL,
you
one
got
of
to
those
get somewhere? You got to get some. I think that's what she ordered was a Lyft XL, but it still
oh, no
wasn't.
shot, and they still
They still couldn't fit her.
damn, how do you oh my
She
gosh.
was on a podcast and she was complaining about like she had like a decent sized chair, right? But she was complaining that the chair is too small, that her ass won't fit in it. So they dragged a whole couch out for her. Like they brought a couch into the podcast room and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is better."
It's a little
I'm not even
small.
joking. It's yeah. She's like, she sat down on this whole couch. She's like, I guess this is close enough.
Oh my god.
She's fucking huge, dude. And it's just like,
Yeah,
you got somewhere to go?
fucking
Here's an
huge.
option. Walk there. Because you need to lose some of that fucking
Oh
weight
my
if you're gonna get
god.
into a car, dude. Sorry, it ain't
Oh,
happening.
shit.
But
Oh,
oh, this is what's fucking
man.
insane because I was watching updates on it and everything, and her lawyers. It's it's one thing when I see like fat truther TikTokers go on about this shit, right? But her actual lawyers sat there, I think it was like going over the case with the judge or whatever. A, a lawyer said that that Lyft not accepting her to go in her car is the same as racism.
What?
They said they said
What do they
refusing
say was
service.
fatphobic?
Yeah, they said refusing service to
Oh,
somebody who's
no.
overweight is the same as racism. This is a lawyer said this
It's
to
not.
the
It's
court.
not, because one of those things is physically challenging.
You can't change your. I mean, Michael Jackson may have changed his skin color, but you can't change your skin color. You weren't born
You
fat.
sure did. Yeah. Yeah, that's just kind of I don't know, like, what
Let me rephrase that. You
like, God,
weren't
live your
born.
life how you want
Let,
to, you know,
let,
live be happy, that's cool, but do not complain that the world does not accommodate you when you are she looks like she's about 6 or 700 pounds, like, I just how do you that's not
and the thing is, she's one of the types of people who intentionally live this way, like, and expect people to accommodate them because they want to be extremely fucking huge.
yeah, I just
It's a problem. It's the Lizzo effect, bro. I'm telling you.
it's not the Lizzo
It's the Lizzo
effect.
effect.
It's just a it's a
It's too
problem
much.
in
It's
general.
too much body tip positivity. I can understand having a few extra pounds and being like, I'm not gonna let that define me. I want to be healthy, but like, this is just how it
Yeah,
is right
no,
now.
I mean, be confident and be happy with yourself if you are actually happy with yourself and everything, like, that's
But don't
cool, but
actually fucking fill your face with 20 pounds of McDonald's every single day and then be like, this is what I'm working for and this is what people have to cater to.
yeah, because it's just kind of like,
Being
I don't know, like,
fat.
I
I
could bind my arms behind my back and tell everybody they have to open doors for me and shit like that, and it's just
Yeah.
like, that's not really cool, you know?
And then
It's
your
just
lawyer
like
says this is the same as like as as abusing a cripple. He doesn't have use of his hands. He
He
could.
sewed his hands together behind his back. He is not able to open these doors.
Yeah.
Oh god, he even put himself in I don't know, what would I do to my legs? Like, he
Hog
cut
tie
off his
yourself.
legs. He just fucking cut them off, and you're telling me
No, I'm the not even that. It's something you would be able to change. So you tied your legs
yeah, that's
together.
true.
You tied your
He
shoelaces
tied
together.
he tied his shoelaces together.
Yeah.
He sewed his feet together and his hands together. He sewed his feet to his hands.
This is akin to ableism.
You are not you can't deny him service
Yeah.
or deny deny him anyway, that's uh,
I think I'm just gonna take a hard stance here. You shouldn't be positive about your body. Um, Here on the Uncle Bill Show, we'll make sure that we shame every fat person
alright, you know what?
because the only way you're going to
Uh,
lose weight and be a, not disgusting fat piece of
Jesus
shit.
Christ, well, alright.
No, no, this is part of the process. The only way, the only way you will become less of a fat piece of shit is if people pressure you into losing that weight and stop being so disgusting, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay.
Boom, no more lawsuits.
I don't
Our
I
our
don't think
world
that's
is
how that works.
healing. Our world is healing.
No.
We just have to be
No.
meaner.
It's not healing, you just made several people fucking sad.
Good, maybe they'll make a
Ugh.
change.
No, it's honestly like a I think if you're happy and you're comfortable with that life and you are, just living whatever, doing well for yourself, enjoying things, then yeah, be fat. That's
Yeah, you
cool.
should
But the
enjoy
second it
things
starts to
like
become
mountain
like a
climbing and kayaking and
oh my
running.
fucking god. But the second it starts to get to a point where it's like,
And not
"Hey,
sitting at the
everybody
McDonald's
else, you
drive-through,
gotta you gotta
fatty.
help me out because I decided that I don't care about myself. Uh, you guys all have to chip in to make my life easier." It's like, "No, we just don't." And
And
you
I am
also
trying to fix that problem, Tristan.
okay.
Get out of the drive-through.
Oh my fucking god. No, I seriously think, like, if you want to stay fat, cool, like, that's a pretty big
How
waste
about
of
this?
food
If
and
you have
also,
to get
like
to if you have to go to McDonald's, park your car, get out and walk to the counter.
you know what?
That's a good first step.
Uh, good first 10 steps.
Yeah.
Um,
See, it's progress.
alright, I just
No pay, no gain, fatty. No pay, no
oh my
gain, boom
fucking
blatty.
god, I hate you.
We gotta put our foots down, Tristan.
You're the only one who feels that way in this two-man show. Holy fuck. Anyway,
uh, Here we go. Let's get on Luigi Mangione. As you know, I've been following this pretty closely. I
yeah.
thought you froze for a second. I don't know what was going on.
No, I was rating things and
Okay, Luigi Mangione. So we didn't end up going to the trial, which it ended up just being like a hearing, I
yeah, which
guess, which
whatever, at that
nobody
point.
could even like get like even close, like because apparently
I
the
wanted to touch those big biceps.
I wanted to touch his penis.
Alright.
Um, but who doesn't?
You know?
So
CEOs probably.
this is very clearly becoming one of those things where like they do not want
Copycats?
no, no, no. They don't want people to be able to see what happens in court in real time. So they lock
Oh, okay.
everybody out, right? Which I mean, I guess that's how a lot of things are. I honestly feel like every like hearing, every trial, everything should be publicized because the
Well, we gotta
state
make sure the justice is happening.
yeah. Dude, our justice system, like from what I've seen so far, like different cases and shit, it's so fucked. And there's nobody
Yeah.
there like to correct them or whatever. Like we need
Hey,
more of a
guys, this
public eye
is
on it.
uncool and also fucked.
And Luigi's lawyer also seems to think that so because she um they
Had a
they
fucking body cam on the whole time. It was like live streaming.
no. I wish that would have been cool.
That'd be so sick.
Well, she comes out and
Follow me on
she
kick.tv.
basically did what Trump's lawyer did and called everything out that went in court, and was just like, she came out, like, did like a press conference after court and was like, so they won't allow anybody to see what's going on inside, so I'm just going to tell you. And
Nice.
she explained everything that went on in trial. Actually, she there was a whole written statement too that my friend just sent it to me last night. So I can actually read it word for word. She did it on video too, but I think it'll be faster if we just do this. So she wanted to point out to the judge that they have limited information about the police work, right?
Mhm.
From Altoona during his arrest.
Right.
Uh Limited information. So they didn't send, and that's a big deal because the lawyers are supposed to have all the information from the arrest. That's how it works. Because they're supposed to review that information to make sure there was no foul play involved, right?
Yeah.
They like they actually like refused to give Luigi's lawyers any information about his arrest.
Okay. Let's
She said this is a very serious search issue, and she believes that evidence might have been suppressed in the case, which raised concerns that his civil rights might have been violated.
huh.
And then the judge interrupts her and goes, "All right, I'm going to cut you off because that has nothing to do with you moving to have the grand jury minutes inspected for sufficiency. That's definitely going to be an issue in this case, or moving to controvert any of the warrants. You could always supplement your motions." So, yeah.
What the fuck?
So his civil rights being violated is not an issue to, I don't know. This is fucking insane. Like, this is actually
Yeah.
insane. Now, apparently, a motion, Altoona's police motion to suppress evidence has been released.
Oh.
Yeah, they filed to the police department a motion to suppress evidence because they didn't read him their rights. I believe there was something in there about them turning off their body cam, illegal search and seizure, and then after that, they took no records. So now it went from that to suddenly he has evidence on him. So now there's a question of whether they placed evidence on him.
Yeah. Huh.
But this is legit. Like, Altoona Police Department. I told you they're fucked, dude.
Yeah.
They fucked up. They violated his rights. They didn't even know if they had the actual guy. Is the thing. They just grabbed him up because
Yeah.
somebody said they recognized him. So even if he is the guy, it's open shut, dude. As soon as this goes to trial, it's done. Because that's what happens. It's as easy as not reading somebody their rights. Case dismissed.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah, a little bit. They just fucking blundered it too. That's
Yeah.
that's really funny.
And they went months. I'm talking months. Like this was like what, 2 weeks ago that they just had that hearing.
Yeah.
And at that point, their lawyers still had nothing in regards to the case because they intentionally kept it away from them because they didn't want to find out that they might have possibly violated his human rights. And that they might possibly not be sure if they got the actual guy.
Oh my
One
god,
thing she
dude.
also brought up that I wanted to talk about, she brought up during her speech after court, after the trial or the hearing,
Yeah.
that there is an HBO documentary where the mayor, there was like everybody involved, right? Got all dressed up, all made up. This supposed psychiatrist. This whole I watched the documentary before the hearing even happened. I saw it while scrolling through HBO, and it pissed me off because it reminded me of the Depp versus Heard documentary on Netflix,
Mhm.
where it's like super biased, and then people will
Yeah.
just coming up with shit to be like, so this might actually be a thing. It's like, no, it's not, because where's your proof, right?
You're just speculating, that's
You're
the
just
thing.
speculating on things and pretending to have credentials that you don't actually, not pretending to have credentials, but like there's it's not a fact that you do have credentials, but you're still trying to pretend you're a psychiatrist and you understand Luigi Mangioni's thought
Right, like,
process
"Oh,
on
I took
things.
psych in college, and I know I
Yeah,
know a
yeah.
thing or
It's
two."
just shut the fuck up. I hate therapists,
Yeah.
dude. They're a problem. Um
Okay, no. Therapists
no,
are
no,
well
don't go to
studied.
therapy.
Okay.
Don't.
Jesus Christ.
Genuinely. Nobody knows what you're thinking. They're
Alright.
quacks. Anyway,
Okay,
um,
man.
so the one thing she brought up from the documentary is that there is an actor playing like the voice of Luigi, right? While reading this supposed manifesto that they found on him, right?
Mhm.
During the search. So they have an actor playing Luigi reading the manifesto. And then the lawyer's like, my problem is apparently the producers of this documentary, HBO, have all this evidence that our lawyers don't even have.
Oh,
We
nice.
don't know. We don't have any manifesto. We don't have any body cam footage. We don't have any. We don't have any paperwork of hundreds
They're
of
just
paperwork filed from the arrest. We don't have anything,
there's
but an HBO documentary does.
yeah.
That's fucking nuts, dude. But I watched
They're
this
just,
whole thing.
just lying, I guess,
Yeah.
like, they made a work of fiction. Um, wouldn't it be really fucking funny if the guy that got to play Mangione was actually the guy that killed the CEO and Mangione was just
Yeah.
a stand?
Well, that's next up, sir, because
Conspiracy of the week.
yeah,
Conspiracy of the Week!
I came prepared this
Okay,
time.
cool. Nice. Mangione's gay
A
and your father.
this the state accident insurance fund CEO was targeted in a terrifying attack by a hooded gunman at his Oregon house. It's very blurry security cam footage. It could be a copycat shooter,
Absolutely,
but
but what if?
what if this is exactly what we are talking about? That Luigi was just a plant.
I just opened my phone. I was gonna look up that shooting and this pops up. Here, where can we,
Oh, the fat bitch.
yeah.
I just saw a whole bunch of fupa and I was like, ew, gross.
Ew.
Ew, that's gross. Maybe you should stay inside out of our
Oh
sight.
my god.
Buy a treadmill. Buy a treadmill for your house and run until you're not obscenely disgusting looking in my fucking
Holy
presence.
shit.
I don't
Alright,
want to go
buddy.
out and let my children see that. That's actually akin that's akin to porn being broadcasted on town
That's
square.
not even the same thing.
That is exactly the same thing. It's
Alright.
disgusting and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh my god. Anyway. That's
Buy a treadmill. Do not leave
fucking
your house until
scrawlings of
you
a
weigh.
schizophrenic.
Do not leave your house until
Ugh.
you've lost at least 300 pounds.
Holy fuck. Anyway.
If you don't look like if what was his name? The Batman?
Which one? There's like 20 of them.
Christian Bale.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't look like Christian Bale in The Machinist, don't come out.
I need you to look like Brad Pitt Fight Club, or
Yeah.
we're fucking not talking. Anyway. Um, anyway, Jesus Christ. What was that place? Oregon? Oregon.
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 Yeah,
Oregon
CEO had his
shooting.
house shot up by a hooded gunman. I think the only way we'd be able to really speculate if this is actually the guy, more so, is understand the motive.
Ain't nothing we can really go on,
Because
honestly.
if you're just a CEO, that means nothing. I'm the CEO of the Uncle Bill show, and I don't make a
But you're not.
fucking dime off this garbage.
That's true.
Let alone scam people, let alone mass.
Oh no!
For more money. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um. Anyway, yeah, no. I mean, it could. I doubt it. I want to say I doubt it, but let's say it is. Who the fuck is Luigi then? Where did they get that guy?
yeah.
And why did he have all the matching stuff
It
on like his social media? Yeah. Just really hammer that one home. He
mm.
had a unibrow. He had a fucking unibrow, dude.
Yeah,
He had the whole unibrow. Not even just a half
that
one.
is a good point. That he was pretty outspoken on social media.
Well, you had like
But the
he had
only
all those
thing,
those things lined up, like the breloom and the fucking,
right?
you know.
However, the only thing that supposedly tied him to the murder was his manifesto that apparently was found on him during the
Which
search
apparently
and
actually wasn't.
read on HBO, which whether it is or isn't, his they didn't even give that to his lawyer.
Yeah.
They should know if there was a manifesto. They should be able to read this stuff. It's part of their case.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, the second they start suppressing any evidence, it's kind of just like, "Hey, dude,
literally anything.
this is not good for the public to know or anybody to know this case to so this is gonna hurt our case, so
Suppression
we're
of
not gonna show it."
evidence typically means you're dealing with a corrupt police officer. And honestly, if Luigi gets off, I'm 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 not insinuating anything. I'm just saying
That police officer.
That Altoona justice system needs the first to be corrected.
Oh my god.
And by corrected, I of course mean legally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, not with a, well, I don't know, I don't think I should say that anyway.
Anyway, Luigi Mangione. That that was that's insane.
Yeah,
I think his next it depends on cuz like they did I don't think they moved ahead with a trial date because of the suppression of evidence. And they had like a long it's from what I read, it sounded like an actual fight with the judge because the judge kept trying to dismiss it as like, oh, it's not relevant to your case. Like, yeah, it is. It's a human rights violation. The fuck do you mean? They don't even think they got the
not
right guy.
relevant.
That's what this case is about. We don't think it's the right guy. Of course, it's relevant. You could have.
Here, hold on, let me turn off my body cam.
Let me turn off my
This isn't the
body
right one,
cam.
is it?
Yeah,
This is
possibly commit police brutality. Did you see him when he got out of jail there in Altoona or Hollidaysburg?
No,
He looked
like,
rough,
beat up?
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he looked like he hadn't slept. Like these bags are nothing compared to that. And they brought him out in the cold, fucking wet concrete. It was raining. It was cold out. I'm pretty sure it just snowed. They brought him out in socks.
Nice.
No shoes. They made him walk out in socks.
Yeah, they're probably the grippy socks with the
Nah, I think
little
you only get that when you get 302'd.
that's fair.
They're probably pink socks.
Ugh. I'm gonna shove my ass so far over your foot. Wait, hold on.
Let's get into the movie reviews then. Movie review section. Do you have anything you want to talk about before we get onto that? Because I usually save that for last.
Well, did I? So I have no. I mean, like, no. I just have normal, like, I don't know. I've been kind of shut out from the world, um, and just doing my own shit.
I wish I
So
could live in blissful ignorance like you.
it's not even I live in blissful ignorance because I'm surrounded by like I have to keep up with the politics in some areas, and then I also have to deal with like I mean I live in the world, so I have to deal with it and I care about it. It's just more or less like there are points of my life where I'm just like I don't want this being disturbed by the outside, so I I keep to myself. I stopped like going out at all really.
Let's,
What do you see? What is
I got a
what do you
few. I'll save the big one for last because, oh boy. But a live action Big Hero 9 movie
what
because Disney has to do live actions of all their movies, right?
what the fuck?
But here's
Wait,
here's the kicker. Yeah, have you seen Big Hero 9? That's the one where that kid's older brother died in an explosion. It was actually pretty dark for a Pixar movie. His older brother died in an explosion, then he like built a robot that
are you talking about Big Hero 6?
is it Big Hero 6? I thought it was Big Hero 9.
Big Hero 6 with the big white robot?
Yeah. Oh, okay, so it's Big
Yeah.
Hero 9 upside down then. I'll give that time to sink in for you.
Okay. No, I'm just you confused me because I saw like I looked up Big Hero 9 and there was like
Big Hero 9 upside down.
uh-huh.
Because an upside down 9 is 6.
Dude, I'm gonna leave this call. Like, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, yeah. That's how numbers work.
Okay,
That's
so
how that one works.
Big Hero 6 is getting a live action movie, but here's the kicker.
Uh,
It might have an MCU tie-in.
what the fuck are you talking? Oh, they
So
own
yeah, so now I guess Disney is going to make Pixar and Marvel Cinematic Universe tie in together canonically.
what the fuck? Wait, Big Hero 6.
The Pixar movie.
Yeah, but like what is it even gonna be? What like
I don't know, maybe the big hero joins the Avengers.
Oh, the year is 2032. Big
Yeah.
Hero 6 has finally jumped in to join the fight
To
against
join the fray, yeah.
Bio Thanos. Oh
Bio
god.
Thanos against um
Goku.
Bane.
Okay. That's they just cross over DC, but they only bring Bane.
They I saw news about that. I think it's just a comic book, but they've done it before, I'm pretty sure, where it was DC Marvel crossover.
Yeah, they have absolutely they had to have, right? There was like a
I think it was Captain
Spider-Man
Marvel
and
and Spider-Man Batman, I believe.
apparently
Yeah.
apparently they're ready for a new crossover.
Yeah.
um
Hulk versus Bane.
that's happening. Um
I'll make you angry.
okay.
It's basically like when Vegeta at the Tournament of Power, I think it was Vegeta, either Vegeta or Goku, was trying to teach the Saiyans how to go Super Saiyan. He's like, you know that tingle in your back? That's Bane. That's Bane talking to the Hulk. The Hulk
Feel
is
that tingle in your balls?
the Hulk is impotent. Not impotent. What's the word?
What is the word?
Where he can't get hard.
It's
He
just
has
called erectile
the
dysfunction.
the Hulk lost his libido, I guess.
Okay.
And then Bane's like, "Ugh." It's like the title of the movie would be "How Hulk Got His Groove Back." it's Bane just coaching him like Hitch, basically.
You spend too much time on fan fiction.
He's like, he's like, I'll teach you. You know that tingle in your back? He's like, no. Oh, just give me a second here. Now do ah! He's like, there you go. Focus that anger.
Okay.
Focus the fear. Focus the fear. Are you scared? Don't be afraid of the darkness and embody it. Meld with it. Become it. Please, I don't think this is the way. Just give it time. Give it time, Hulk.
What do
Give it time, Bruce. You know I know
do you just wanna
Bruce
write this?
also. We do
Do you
need
wanna
to
write
start
this?
writing this shit down.
Ugh.
We still need to do
I
Dragon Ball Ed.
I don't believe. Um.
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, Marvel and DC did announce a crossover at the end of February.
yeah. It was one of the more recent.
So that's a thing. But yeah, but you're talking about Big Hero Seeks, Big Hero Sex, Big Gay Hero Sex.
Big gay hero sex.
You're talking about big sexy gay hero.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just had to check my Google
hello.
tabs to see if there was anything else. I just have
Oh,
notes.
okay.
Notes for this next one, Tristan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me pull it up. Just surprise you. The whole world, including myself, is pretty fucking angry about this.
How angry as in how did they do that again to another character or
Yeah, essentially, how did they fuck up this bad? As a matter of fact, I think everybody is saying that this is a live action Sonic situation.
nice.
And we
I feel
about
like I know what you're talking about.
I think you do because it's hard to avoid it. As soon as it came out, it became
I'm hard.
Hey, Magic Mirror, who's the fairest of them all? Why, Shrek, of course. Ah!
Ew, Dad.
Ooh, Mama like.
Who's making this stuff?
Whoa! Shrek 5, starring Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and Zendaya? Oh, damn. Only in theaters, Christmas 2026.
It's
Oh my god.
First of all, I want to point out the oh damn.
Yeah, that okay. That
I think Zendaya is of legal age now, but the fact that she's always played a child character, pretty much.
she's 28.
Okay.
But it's like
Leaning into that edge factor. Oh damn.
yeah, that's just I don't know.
But the animation, did you get a good look at that animation style though?
That hurt.
That it really did.
That hurt. That hurt really badly.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It
his
looked like
face.
that Gronks or Grooks or whatever the fuck it was, that other DreamWorks movie about the cave people.
I know what you're talking
Meet
about. I don't
meet
remember what it
meet
was
the
called.
Gronks. Meet the
Yeah.
Gronkowskis.
Meet John Gronkowski.
Yeah, meet John. Meet baby
No,
Gronk.
I know what you're yeah. Baby Gronk. The Gronkster. Dude,
I also think we need to stop putting Zendaya in everything.
I I don't know, she's talented.
Yeah.
And it's not like she's in it, it's her voice, you know? Like, what about
I'm
Johnny
so
Depp?
over
He was in,
Zendaya.
like, fucking thing from
I wasn't even like on board with Johnny Depp being in everything either, to be honest with you.
he played so many good roles, though. He's very good at making every character, like, unique. Although they were all, like, kooky, and they all
Unique
had
to
his
him.
spin. Yeah. They all had his
I feel
spin
like
on them, which was, like
most of his characters, especially in like the early to mid 2000s, was this character, but he's very drunk and ditzy all the time.
drunk and ditzy or, like,
Kooky.
kooky, like, just actually,
They did
something's off.
almost all feel like the same character a lot of the time.
Sometimes, yeah. But they were fun, I don't know. But it's also like, that's what they do, man. You get a good actor or, like, a good actress, you just put them in everything. There's I mean, they're not gonna stop doing movies, 'cause that's
It's
how
the
they
same
make,
way
like,
I
all their
felt. It's the
money.
same way I felt about same chick
Uh,
who's also in fucking everything, and she's like
Jenna
a
Ortega?
fucking wet blanket. Yeah, Jenna Ortega.
I
Oh
don't
my
she's
god.
not even in, like,
The first thing
every she just was in a like
she's like held up there as like the dark Zendaya. Zendaya is the yes queen, and then Jenna Ortega is the anti yes queen. That has to be shoehorned into every movie because why not?
I guess so. Yeah.
I saw her.
Ugh.
The first time I saw her was in Scream 4 or 5, and I was just so angry watching.
Why?
God, I don't know how to explain it. Did you watch her in Scream? This is
How
very,
many
very
Scream movies are
fucking
there?
like annoying, huh?
I didn't realize there were that many Scream movies.
Yeah, there's like 7 of them now. They have like another one on the way.
What the fuck? Yeah, there's one coming in 2026. Okay. I thought there was,
They,
like, 3 and that was it.
I'm pretty sure they released like the last 2 Scream movies in the same year too.
2022 and 2023,
Oh yeah, that
but
was
close
recent.
enough.
I don't know why I thought that was like 10 years ago. I was like, wait a minute, what? 22 and
That's
20.
so annoying. They did the whole
Yeah,
Scream, Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, Scream, Scream 6, and Scream 7.
thing is though, released in 2022 and 2023, but it was all within a year, like a calendar year, or not a calendar year, but
Yeah,
a year time. Like I
within a year
think
of each other, yeah.
5 came out in like September of 2022, and then 6 came out in like August of 2023. I'm pretty sure.
Wild.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they weren't like, it's not even like a case where they were already filming this and had it done. They rushed it. And I'm like, you guys really just don't know what you're doing now, do you?
I mean,
Wes
they gotta
Craven's
make
dead.
money, so
Wes
you grab the
Craven's
most
dead, so you
popular
have.
actress at the time,
I think it
and then
should
you
have.
just fucking just
I
throw
wouldn't even
together a
say.
script, and then fucking make it happen.
I think it should have ended before Wes Craven even died.
I didn't watch it, so thanks.
Scream?
Um, I only saw the first one, I think.
That was the best one. I think
Yeah.
everyone after that was just
Yeah, I
it.
only saw the first one. It was like,
Every
cool.
Scream after the first one was just a parody of Scream, but like not even like it was like a cringy parody.
Yeah, because they started getting like meta with it and weird. It was just
Very.
like I remember seeing like Well, because I know the fucking premise, and
Because
but I remember seeing.
it would be Scream characters watching Scream because Scream is now a movie, and then the Scream killer from the Scream movie kills them, and they're like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
And then
what the fuck?
I think the one with Jenna Ortega it, like takes place back at the house from the original one. And then the most
Yeah.
recent one I saw, I didn't see the most recent one to come out, like the seventh one or whatever it was. I saw that and I hated some of the directions they went with it because, like, I'm not gonna spoil that, but like, I feel like they were setting up for a really good like reveal, and then it didn't happen. And then Jenna Ortega, enough said, she was just she, and then who's the guy who was with her? Oh, it was uh the boys. Jack he plays Huey.
Oh, I don't know that fucking guy's name.
His parents were really big actors.
Were they?
Yeah, Jack Quaid. His dad was Dennis Quaid. His dad was Dennis Quaid and his mom was Meg Ryan.
Whoa.
So yeah, he's a is nepo baby the right term?
I probably. Poor guy.
he
He's
was
never gonna have a.
he was decent in there for being like really young, and I don't think I'd ever seen anything of him before that.
Dude, I don't know if he has done anything before that. Let me see.
He's in a
He
new
definitely
movie.
has. It's just.
He's in a movie now. I'm interested in seeing how it goes because he plays a guy who doesn't feel pain, and it's kind of like It's like John Wick, except he doesn't feel pain.
He was in the Hunger Games?
Was he?
2012. Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe he was one of the
I think I'm starting to
characters.
realize because I didn't even realize that was him in Scream when I watched it.
Hmm.
Now after watching The Boys and seeing him in like every episode, I'm starting to realize how much stuff he's actually in.
He's in a few things
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't realize. Kinda nuts. Alright, whatever.
But yeah, those Scream movies just went in a really bad direction where they keep reusing the same. I think that's also a problem that Jenna Ortega had was she's supposed to be playing a character that's already been established so many fucking times, and I think she did the worst job at it, and that's probably where my disdain for her comes from. Also, the
Yeah, I don't
fact that
know.
I just can't get and she doesn't convince me.
Well,
Um.
you are the contrarian here.
Anyway,
I
while
don't
we're
like.
still on Shrek 5 though,
Oh yeah.
the very beginning of that, the whole leaning into the meme culture very heavily. I fucking love memes, but Jesus Christ, when a big studio tries to
They're always
market
like 10 years too late
yeah.
with the shit they try and
Oh
joke
my
like with
god.
it's shit that you like.
One of those was the Gmod Shrek meme from like 2012.
Yeah. Like that's
I mean, they're still funny when I come across them, but like it's not funny when you're using it to market a movie. That's
yeah.
I want a good, well-written Shrek movie that doesn't have any other like influences, like anything influencing it. Like
Right.
I want to feel like we made this happen. I want to feel like somebody had like passionately curated this film.
Yeah. I just God.
That's why like I always hold the first Shrek to like the highest standard for any like other than Toy Story for any like animated movie cuz like I feel like that one just like took a lot of risks and became its own thing that could just like never be recreated. Like even the second one it got like super meta. And like that's what I mean like when it takes like a very like Shrek I wouldn't say was ever really strictly for kids because there's a lot of dialogue and material in there that's like heavily targeted toward adults.
Yeah.
Like there's a scene
No,
in
I'd
there's
never
a
really
scene where
even
they're getting arrested in Shrek 2 and they pick up Puss in Boots and they're like, "Oh, we found catnip." And he's like, "Oh, I don't know where that came from. They must have planted that on me or something like that." I'm like, "That's a drug reference."
Yeah, no, I
I
mean, a
mean,
lot
those
of those
things you
things,
can
it's
like
like
easily slip it into like a kids show or a kids movie, and
yeah.
then like they
Well, that's
wouldn't
where
get
I thought
that.
Shrek was, where it was like there was a lot of, uh, those adult themed, like, slight, you know,
There
things
were
that you
some
could
that like just really went heavy in like inappropriate comedy. It was great, but like I think every
yeah.
Shrek movie stands alone as its own thing though, because Shrek 2 is like super meta in that way, where it was like parodying pop culture, and then the first Shrek was
Yeah.
just parodying like Disney tropes or fairy tales in general. And then the third one, I haven't watched the third one in a while, so I can't really say. I wasn't a big fan of the fourth one, but yeah, no, the fifth one is just I
It's
don't.
looking,
It's looking rough. It's
looking
looking
rough.
really rough.
It's looking
Also,
rough.
another thing that people are pointing out, and I feel like this is something like if you actually like understand the property enough, like and understand your audience, you should probably look out for these details because a lot of people are. I think it's probably a nothing burger. Like maybe people are making it more big of a deal than they should be. But Zendaya's character, that's Shrek's daughter.
Uh-huh.
So in Shrek, he had two boys and a girl. The two boys, the two boys had brown eyes, and the girl had blue eyes. Shrek's daughter in the trailer has brown eyes. So people are assuming that she ate the other she was one of the boys and ate the other two babies and then got a sex change.
What the fuck are we doing?
I'm just saying this is what people are talking about. I don't think it's a big deal.
I don't think it's that
I didn't
huge at
personally
all.
notice it at first, but a lot of people are speculating that one of his sons had a transition. Which in today's climate, anything's possible.
Anything's possible, but it's also like,
Like
Jesus
who
Christ,
knows?
we're
Maybe
reaching right now.
maybe this Shrek movie is Shrek struggling to accept the fact that this is who his daughter is.
Oh god, that's just such a reach. That's so fucking
It wouldn't
holy
surprise
fuck.
me. Oh my god, Rocko's Modern Life. They did a Rocko's Modern Life. I think there was supposed to be a Rocko's Modern Life like reboot like series, but it failed because like the movie didn't do well because the whole movie it set it up that like the reason why Rocko's Modern Life discontinued was because they were launched into space and they've been in space for like 30 years or 25 or however long it was until the movie came out, right? And then they finally come back to Earth, and then now everything's different because they got like the iPhones are out, and it's like Rocco in this modern life, right? So now they're trying to adjust to how things are now. But then they start off with that, and then they take a hard shift to now the entire movie is about uh Big Ed or Big Head, Ed Big Head, the
Yeah.
Rocco's neighbor. Uh it's all about Rocco trying to get Big Head to accept that his son had a sex change. That's
What
the
the
whole
fuck?
movie. That's the whole movie. I'm like, what?
Like,
I'm like,
okay.
why is this important to Rocco's modern life?
I don't know. It's just using IPs to
Use IPs to
do whatever.
push it. I don't want to say an agenda, but like
You were about to say
a
it. Speak
political
how you feel. They're pushing the gay agenda
Yeah.
on me through Rocco's Modern Life, I swear.
More like Mako's modern life. Rocco's
Right.
modern gay. Am I
Alright.
right? But especially
Anyway.
since it especially wasn't received well because that movie came out in like I want to say like 2018 or 19 when those things were still very obscure.
I wouldn't even say that. It's still like people or not underestimate, but understate how long like
I mean, it's always been a
transitioning has
thing.
been going on. But it's yeah.
Shit, there were transgenders when I was growing up. There were transgenders in the 80s.
I was gonna say there are people
It's
transitioning
always been
far
a thing. It
more.
just wasn't so politically like pushed or
Well, it's also because we didn't have the internet as booming as it is now.
it's also
Like,
because major corporations use it to profit.
I mean, the whole month of June is profit margins skyrocketing and also dipping. I feel like so I can't tell because I feel like in today's climate when you decide, hey, we're pro gay, you gain a bunch of customers and then you lose a bunch of them at the same time. So it's kind of just like,
Well, I was gonna skip it, but since we did just kind of get into that,
oh god,
Google removed
yeah.
Pride Day from its calendar,
What?
along with like Black History Month and like a bunch of things. They removed a lot of
Whoa.
these. Yeah, so a lot of people are coming out against Google for just silently doing that. Apparently, it's been a thing. There's some sort of like economics behind it, the reasoning, and they've been doing it. But like after Pride Day got taken off, that's when people noticed, and I guess Google got into hot water for it.
I mean, well, it's just like, why did they state any reason why they did that?
They said like only that they're focusing on. I think it has something to do with other um countries and stuff that don't celebrate those things, so like they're trying to focus on only things that are
Worldwide.
worldwide, like world like yeah.
Well, Google's also region specific too. Like they can make things more regional.
Yeah, but I think it like I said, I think that was like a budgeting thing that they expressed, that like having to do that, having to have a team that focused on that was costing them money or something.
I guess
I'd
that's
have to
weird, but it's like not that far fetched
for Google,
for
yeah.
them to yeah.
Especially
That is
considering
strange.
the whole monopoly situation, which I don't think I I I was gonna give an update on that. So remember I was telling you about them getting a lawsuit for monopolizing certain things in the internet,
Yeah, yeah.
alleging that Google illegally maintained a monopoly on search engines and search advertising. So basically, Google has a monopoly on search engines and advertising, which can be biased results, I guess.
Right.
And um, yeah, no, I guess that's illegal.
It sure sounds like it. Um, yeah, that is monopolizing, huh? That's we went over that.
Because that is true. You can download any browser, but like Google's going to be the search engine. All your results,
Yeah,
all your results do come from Google, and all like pretty much all your advertising is managed by Google in a way.
right. Well, cause like, who the fuck uses Bing, you know? Like, or,
I should start. I've been watching more
there's another
streamers
one.
that like they don't get they have more like more sources for things, like more easily accessible sources by using different search engines. Because like
Mhm.
my friend Serena, I told you about her when she was the one who helped me write that Under the Sea.
Yeah.
She used I can't remember what search engine. She told me to download it. I should have done that. But she basically explained to me like so she was showing me like side by side. If I look up a specific keyword on Google, it's going to give me all these results that are filtered by Google to hide certain things, right? Whereas if you look it up on a different browser, you get all the results, and a lot of the time they're factually accurate, but Google tries to hide them.
Huh. Fun.
Yeah, so that's actually
Oh god. What a
yeah,
horrid piece
it's
of shit world we live in.
yeah.
Let's start burning it down.
Actively suppressing like, you know,
Evidence.
evidence.
And we're back to Luigi
And we're back to
Mangione.
Luigi. Um
Luigi runs Google, and we all know this now.
okay,
Just come out 6 times.
before I get into the big one, have you watched anything recently you want to talk about?
There was a movie about the only thing I will say there was a movie and I forget what the fuck it was called, but it had Jake
Gyllenhaal.
hold on. I think Jake Gyllenhaal.
I said that as a
Yeah.
joke, but I don't know why
Yeah,
his name's funny to me.
Jake Gyllenhaal. Let's look at the movies he was in. It was a cop movie that he did where it was like body cam footage and shit.
I think I know what you're talking about because it was like the POV of the body cam.
Is it Can we fucking Google? I don't need to be explained or taught how to use you. Do not give me a fucking
They probably heard us talking and were like, "Hey, wait a minute, disclaimer."
that was 2012, yeah, end of watch.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Really really
Isn't
decent
that the
movie.
one where it was all just a POV of his body cam? So like the whole time you're just seeing.
No, not necessarily. I mean, like, there was like, most of it was body cam POV, and then some of them were, like, actual shots, which was, like, a cool combination because it wasn't all just, like, a found footage thing, it was, like,
I was gonna
you
say
know
John Wick 4. Like I've never really liked uh a lot of that, but like John Wick 4 did a very like utilized a very good way of like changing how they do shots. Like they do one where it goes into an overhead of this building he's going in and like slaughtering everybody, right? But it
Mhm.
looked like you ever play Dead Ops Arcade on Call of Duty Zombies,
Yeah.
where it's the top down. That's what it
Yeah.
looked like. And he's going it through. I think he was using a flamethrower shotgun and shooting everybody. It looked like Dead Ops Arcade,
Yeah.
but the
No, I
way they
remember that.
transitioned to it and then transitioned back out, it felt like natural. Like it was a really good shot. Oh my god, you gotta! Did you? You didn't watch John
I've
Wick
seen all
4
the
yet?
John Wick movies.
Oh, you seen the fourth one already?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so fucking good.
I don't remember a goddamn thing about it because I was still fucking
I feel like I need to watch it again because like there was just it was a really long one and like they had like 3 final bosses in that one. I was just like, "Holy shit, they're really going
yeah,
out
that
with
shit was
this."
cool.
It was long and there
I
was
was
just a
fucking
lot.
out of it the week that I watched because me and my dad I was at my dad's for, like, 2 or 3 weeks, um, back when I was unemployed, and I just wasn't sleeping great, like, I just wasn't really sleeping at all, then I was
Sorry,
just
that wasn't
drinking all
funny.
day. Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
I
God, that's
just
the
hear
funniest thing you said
I
all
just
episode.
I just hear unemployed and I think, "Ha, you fucking bum." Haha.
Jesus Christ. Alright, cool. Anyway,
I think I'm
we
allowed to
binged all
because I've
those.
been homeless and unemployed before, so
Yeah. Yeah, I think you gotta I think you get a pass for my sake, at least. Um, but yeah, we binged all the
it's the
John Wick
same as
movies
racism.
and, like no.
According to actual lawyers.
Yeah, it's true. Uh, this is the same as not letting my client say the N-word, even though
Even though she's fat.
She's basically
She's
she
basically
should be
black.
allowed. She should be allowed to say the
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Anyway, yeah, we watched the Bourne trilogy, whatever the fuck, all the Jason Bourne movies.
I watched those with my old
Um,
roommate. They're pretty fun.
they were fun. I don't know. And then the John Wick movies. And like again, they were fun. Like I liked John Wick a little more because it was more cinematic, and more
Mm.
like goofy in the sense of like there's a
Yeah,
fucking capital where criminals hang out and everything.
right.
Like,
Well, that's the
you
thing,
know,
like, cause like '80s action movies were so good, but they didn't take themselves seriously, and it's like it's that kind of thing, like the Running Man. Oh God, that's another thing. There's a Running Man reboot coming out. I forgot to mention. I'm
nice.
so upset about it. But anyway, like the Running Man, the concept
That'd be
of it is
sick.
just fucking ridiculous because like set in the year 2019. I'm pretty sure it took place in 2019, the far off year of 2019, um, where Arnold Schwarzenegger is still alive in that time for real, actually. So not that far
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
they used a real game show host from I think either Family Feud or the dating game at the time. But so they treat like criminals like the way they do it instead of like throwing them in prison or whatever. What they do is they have this giant fucking arena game show type, like it's like Family Feud, and then they take these criminals and in Arnold Schwarzenegger's case, he was framed for something. He was actually innocent. So like it's one of those things like I guess where you could argue like if the death penalty is like morally right. Um
Yeah.
but yeah, so they drop him into this and then they're like, "Oh yeah, you're charged with this and this and if you want to get off, like if you want to be freed and not go back to prison, you know, like you have a chance at freedom." But they drop you into this arena where they have the gladiators. Sub-Zero was this giant ice man who fucking like froze you to death. And then they had
Yeah.
this guy with a flamethrower who follows you around like, and then you have like a bunch of angry citizens like rioters who will like come and beat you to death with pipes. But if you survive the whole course, if you survive the whole course and get out of there, then you they drop all your charges and you can go on as a free man.
What the fuck?
Um, I'm not going to spoil any more than that because there are twists throughout that. That's just the premise, though. But like something like
That's
that,
not fun.
something like that is like that's just like how action movies were. They were just like over the
Yeah.
top, fucking insane. I just watched the Dread reboot with Carl Urban with Sierra, however long ago that was,
Mhm.
and it wasn't really that. I mean, other than like being more modern, um, it wasn't that far off from like how just insane the Dread movie was there two Dreads? I can't remember. The Sylvester Stallone Dread movie where it's like this future where like instead of having like regular police enforcing crime, the crime's just so fucked up that they have judges which are judge, jury, and executioner. So they just go out, find criminals, and then they're just like, "Oh, you committed a crime. Bang, you're dead." And then they get trapped into this big tower that's like run by a crime organization or whatever. And then everybody's like, they're like, "Oh, there's going to be a substantial reward for whoever kills the judge." And then it's just
What
like
the
super gory the whole way through, just over the top. Fucking
Yeah.
like I mean anything. Predator. That was like fucking super macho fucking Vietnam soldiers versus a fucking alien.
Yeah.
Or I'm looking at my fucking movie shelf right now. What else do we got? Fucking uh oh, those are mostly comedies.
But
Just
yeah, they
it.
didn't have to have some like higher purpose or this like, you know,
RoboCop.
super yeah.
Fucking RoboCop, dude. And I think that's what I'm getting at is like John Wick has those elements where like it's not as goofy as the 80s, but then you still got the premise of this
But it's absolutely still as
like
goofy, you know?
very
Yeah.
you could take it
Like, oh,
seriously,
he
but at the
killed
same
them
time it's
all
just
with a
like, yeah.
pencil. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, a fucking pencil.
Yeah.
A pencil in his
Uh,
pianos.
and the whole thing of, like, this dude was in retirement, didn't wanna go anymore, and then some fucking guy broke in and killed his dog, and it's just like,
The whole premise is just like they killed my dog, so I'm gonna fucking murder
"I'm going to
everybody
murder
associated
everybody."
or anybody
Yeah.
who gets in my way. I'm gonna murder them too. And then like the
All
thing
over.
that made John Wick so like fascinating too is like the politics of it because like
Mhm.
literally three only happened like everybody being alerted to kill John Wick, like him against the entire world basically because the entire world is a crime syndicate in this
Yeah.
universe. Um,
Yeah.
is because of like the politics of the movie too is like it all happened because he shot the guy on the
On
grounds
the
like on
continental soil,
yeah
yeah.
on continental soil, so like it's shit like that. And then four, like the way it ended and everything, like the rules, like the duels and the rules the rules of the duels,
Yeah.
all that shit,
No, that shit
like
was cool.
dude, it was so cool. And did you notice it was an homage to Cowboy Bebop?
Was it?
Yeah, the end of John Wick was an homage to Cowboy
Last time
Bebop.
I
They
saw Cowboy Bebop, well, I forget how many years ago, and I was on Xanax and drunk for the entirety of that week, so
you remember when Spike Spiegel finally has a standoff with was it Sid Vicious? Sid
Dude,
Vicious,
I'm gonna
right?
be real, I actually just realized they don't fucking I remember up until a point, and then I'm pretty sure it's just all
Well,
nothing.
you have to
I was
watch
gonna
the rest of
restart it.
Cowboy Bebop, but
Yeah.
the end of John Wick was scene for scene played out exactly the same as the end of Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, nice.
And then
That's cool.
the director actually, because a lot of people were making that correlation. The director had an interview. He's like, "Yeah, I was like a really big Cowboy Bebop fan. I loved the ending, and I wanted to like make an homage to it in John Wick. Like,
That's sick.
I wanted him to have the same send off as like Spike Spiegel, basically.
Oh,
I don't know.
fuck. Yeah. No, I understand,
I feel
like
like I elaborated on that too much.
That's alright.
But John Wick, genuinely, oh my god, I hate sounding like one of those people. I sound like the Rick and Morty backpack guys. This is a very specific obsession.
It's alright, man.
I'm gonna
It's
be
alright.
honest. I bought the John Wick box set because they finally stocked it at Walmart because like they only had like it was like John Wick 1 through 3 for the longest time, and then you had to
Yeah.
get 4 separately. I wanted the box set like the whole thing. So I had to wait and wait and wait till they finally got it. I got it and I haven't even taken it out yet.
Oh, nice. Well, I
It's
mean,
just been sitting there for like since I moved into this house. I'm pretty sure.
you know, sometimes
But that's mainly because I wanted to watch them with Sierra
oh, yeah.
in like on the
On the
that
projector.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh, speaking of which, what happened to the Uncle Uncle Bunkle
the Uncle Bunkle.
projector?
No, it's on there.
Oh, it's
It's
just
just the
fucking
lighting. Yeah.
yeah, okay, I didn't even fucking notice until now.
Yep. There
Oh.
it is.
Yeah, there he goes. Cool.
All right. Do you have anything
Oh,
else before we move to the last one?
I don't think so.
All right, Tristan, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I finally watched Joker Fully Ado.
Yeah?
I'm ready to tell you what I think.
Are you pissed because it wasn't a Batman movie?
That's what I was gonna say. It was not like Batman didn't show up at all. It's fucking bullshit. And like it did not shit on women. I'm so mad about that. We're living we're living in 2024. I think it was obvious by now that the government should enforce biases against people that are not straight white men.
Uh-huh.
And we
Amen,
didn't
brother.
get that in our fucking Batman movie, dude. I'm so fucking pissed. That's my criticism of this movie. It wasn't an anti-Me Too movie.
Okay, I knew
I
the
love
bit
how
was
my camera
coming.
just went flying.
Like, I just had a feeling that it was coming. I kind of,
I had
it's
to get
obvious.
it in there. No, but actually, if you want to
But
know, it was a great fucking movie. I'm not gonna lie.
was it?
I
Okay.
I won't even trust what Critical says because I feel like some of the things he said in there was just for outrage in his review of it.
Yeah, well, it's also like you guys have different tastes.
Not even
So,
that.
like
The scene that even Critical said was the Dark Knight Joker, the Heath Ledger
Mhm.
Joker, carving into his
Yeah.
face. It wasn't that.
Oh.
The guy was too old to have because Heath Ledger's Joker, if we're going by the timelines here, wouldn't have even been born yet, so it wouldn't have made sense.
What the fuck?
It was just a guy who was disappointed, and that's what I'm going to get into because so this was less of a sequel and more of a continuation of the first one. Because
Yeah.
have you watched Taxi Driver with Robert
No,
De Niro?
that's insane that I haven't either.
That's a really good one too. You got to watch that. But
Yeah.
the first Joker was an homage to that, and then the second one was just like a continuation of what happened after he got put in the asylum. And I don't know how far ahead in time this is. This is taking place during his trial, and this was definitely heavily like this was made specifically. Uh, it had a message for people who expected it to be a Batman movie, and it wasn't. That was very clear in
Yeah.
its messaging, like its premise actually. Because so now Joker's in Arkham Asylum and they're treating him like shit. Like he's obviously just not having a good time. And he doesn't do his iconic Joker laugh anymore. It sounds kind of like the Joker. Anyway, so he's like obviously so like broken down, like he doesn't because like in the first movie his laugh was just like a mental like problem where like have you ever had a cat who hisses but like she's not angry, she just doesn't know why she hisses? My mom has a cat like that.
Yeah.
My mom
Okay.
has a Joker cat. So basically expressing emotions that that aren't
Don't correlate to
don't correlate to what he's
yeah.
actually feeling. So if he's
Yeah.
feeling like angry or depressed or whatever, he's gonna laugh. And then he has to explain to people like, sorry, I have a medical condition that causes me to react this way to my emotions or whatever.
Mhm.
Um that's gone in the like first at least half of this movie because you can like it's conveying that there's something like actually wrong with him and he's having like this internal struggle with like why did he kill those people and is he the Joker like or like and I guess like his trial is like focusing on is like his lawyers don't think he should be there at Arkham Asylum and they want to put him somewhere where he'll be safe and where he can like have a fair trial or whatever.
Mhm.
Um and then that's when Lady Gaga comes in and she shows up in the asylum and it turns out she's just like the actual Harley Quinn character where she's like actually a therapist, her parents are rich and she's successful, but she agrees with the Joker movement because she doesn't like her parents' lifestyle that she was indoctrinated into. She like I guess she works enough with like mentally ill people that she has empathy for them. So she kind of like embodies that like um what the Joker movement was like empowering, and she was
Yeah.
for that movement, and she like she was like romanced by the Joker, by Arthur because he is the guy. So she wanted to be with him, right?
Mhm.
The musical numbers were decent. Um, Especially one of the last ones that happens in the courtroom where they go all out with like the brutalities and the violence and everything. It felt fun to watch. And they have a place, like it's in his imagination. He's imagining a musical version of what he wants to do to people. And that's where he comes to his conclusion. He fires his lawyer and then he decides to defend himself in court as the Joker. Right? So he's
Okay.
got all these followers showing up to court wearing the Joker masks and everything. They're there for him because of the Joker movement. They agree with everything he did and what he stood for, or what they thought he stood for at least, and what he thought he stood for. And that's what where he's having this like confliction, like he doesn't understand why he did. Did he do it because of a movement, or did he do it because he just wanted to kill somebody? And then finally he has his breakdown in the middle of court where he just like he comes to the realization he's been like he's taken too much. It's actually like really trad, like you feel for it like the whole way through. It's like it's an emotional ride too.
Mhm.
Like if you actually pay attention, like I loved like how I felt watching the movie is one thing I could say about this. But when he finally has that realization, he's just like he's like I'm not the Joker. There's no movement. This like this is this whole like the makeup, the suit, everything is just like an excuse for doing what I wanted to do. I just wanted to kill people or whatever.
Word.
And then right after he says that, everybody starts walking out. And I think you can see where I'm going with this. Everybody was disappointed with that outcome. And then Lady Gaga, she just like runs into him and she's just like, "You're not who I thought you were. So it's over."
Nice.
So you know where it's going.
Yeah.
Everybody supporting the Joker movement are all the people who wanted it to be a Batman movie.
Yeah.
And when it turned out that it wasn't a Batman movie and there was some underlying context to this that actually had like a real like the director's actual vision, then everybody turned their back on it and then got mad. And then the outcome when this movie came out was spot on.
Yeah, that's wow. Good lord. I mean,
I
that's
I kind of rambled through that partially intentionally because like I don't want to ruin that experience for you because you do have to watch it. It's like watch both those movies back to back. They are both like actually incredible like think pieces, I would say. Like not even so much like the not even so much like a your typical fucking Hollywood cash grab, but like a movie that like makes you think and have empathy and understand things a lot more.
yeah. I mean, that's what those movies were supposed to be. It's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, look at this. Look at this.
Like
Think about life."
I genuinely think I felt like every emotional fucking roller coaster that the characters go through in those movies as I'm watching them. And that's like that's like the experience I want to have coming out of a theater.
Yeah.
And now that I finally watched it, I just want to say that this movie got way more shit than it should have. There was no reason why it should have been shit on as much as it did. That
The
was
only reason I can
genuinely
imagine is because, like,
people were upset that it
they
wasn't
want
a
it to be
Batman
a
movie.
Batman movie. They
Yeah.
want it to be a
Harvey
but it's
Dent was
also
in
like
there. Harvey Dent
no
was in there.
way.
Yeah. Harvey Dent, and then I think they mentioned Commissioner Gordon, Harley
They're trying to
Quinn,
piss off everyone.
obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the thing. They have to have that quota. They have to have a quota of Batman characters in the movie for DC to produce it.
But that doesn't make any fucking sense. Why are they making this, like? Because I understand nobody would fucking watch a random mental health movie about some dude.
They can't market it to China.
But,
And I think
like
that's also a problem here in America is like you get moviegoers like Axel, for example. Like the dynamic between me and Axel, he always wants to go see a fucking Marvel movie. And he doesn't care about anything else that's out. But me, I'm always
yeah.
trying to see something that's like something that looks original. Or he wants to see a horror movie that like it's clearly the same tropes. If I want to see a horror movie, I want to see something that's new and original and fresh and like
Yeah, but you gotta watch the shitters anyway just because it's fun.
yeah,
But I
I
know what you
do.
mean. I know
It's
what you
it's
mean.
fun to come out and bitch
Um,
about like Blue Beetle, having to go see that shit.
or fucking It Lives Inside.
Yeah, that was awful.
Holy fuck.
It
Oh,
does make
yeah.
the experience better. Like if you go see a shitty movie, I don't want to go see a shitty movie by myself. Like I have more fun taking you and
Right.
well, I've cut a lot of people out of my life now, so you.
I kinda
uh
feel that. I've just been researching, doing my own studies, trying to progress my life.
I'll just
Being
umbrella
a
term
fucking guy.
taking a group of friends out, and if we see a shitty movie, or even if we're not going in expecting to see a shitty movie, if it does turn out to be shitty, I at least like to be watching it with somebody and like because I don't like to go see a shitty movie by myself. That's fucking boring and lame and like what am I doing with my life?
Yeah. Eh. Yeah. If you
If I
if
go
you
see
know
a
it's a
good
shitty
movie, if
movie.
I'm going to see a good movie
Yeah.
that actually looks good or whatever, and it does turn out to be good, at least I'm going to pursue an interest, I guess.
Yeah. Well, no, I think going alone to see, like, a movie that you actually think is going to be good, that's different than, like,
Right.
let me
I could have went and
go.
seen John Wick 4 on my own because like it's John Wick. I love the John Wick
Yeah.
movies and like that's something I'm like
Yeah.
actually interested in. But if I'm going to see a shit movie, why would I want to see that unless I'm there to like
To
shit on
laugh
it
with
with my
other
friends,
people,
yeah,
yeah.
and have a good time.
Yeah. You just build your arsenal for movie reviews for the show.
It's something I wanted to get on here for like a not even just like I mean podcasting we could probably have like a you know what we're doing now and then whereas like I want to do something different that's like strictly like written out movie reviews like actual I almost said documentaries essays movie essays
Sure.
something like constructive
Yeah.
and something where I can actually put more time into writing and brain power. I feel like that's something I've been doing a lot better recently is like actually writing and filming and doing this and like having discussions and stuff is like actually helping with my brain a lot more. Whereas before, I just felt like a dumb fucking stoner.
Yeah,
And I
dude,
wasn't even getting
well,
high at the time either. I was just stupid and fried.
I mean, yeah, you also gotta realize that, like, as you progress through life and age,
You
you're
become more
gaining.
experienced.
Yeah, well, it's the experience and everything, and, like, what the fuck do I know? But, like, at least for myself, I've noticed that, like, half the conversations I have these days aren't because I looked back and I remember at one point, I think, like, a year, like, 2 years ago, I was sitting in my friend's truck, and it was just dead silent. I hadn't seen him in a little while, and there should have been more to say,
Hmm.
but it was just dead silent.
No, I know what you mean. I
And
was
I was just
actually
kinda sitting there and I was like, "We should be talking." Like, I just feel and I was like, "Damn, I'm just, like, uninteresting." Like, I don't say anything. Anytime I see this dude with somebody else, they're chatting it up like crazy, and then it's just me and him, and it's just, like, nothing. And I was
yeah.
like, "Damn,
No, I noticed
I've
that
gotta,
too.
like, get
Like in my
interesting. I've gotta, like,
interactions
do
too.
things and, like."
Like, especially
Yeah,
for me, like, I also hate talking about what I wanna talk about a lot of the time too, because it's just like, I don't think a lot of people are interested in what I'm talking about. So
right.
I wanna hear what other people talk about, and, like, as much as I goof on, like, Joel's flat earth theories and shit,
It's interesting though.
It's
It's like
also
it's
interesting.
something.
Me and
It's something
Joel
that you
got
can actually like.
fucking baked one night. I was over at his apartment, and we got back from the bar, and we were just like completely in a different world. And he was going on about not even like really flat Earth, but like really, really, really deep like existential shit. And then like
Yeah.
I was just like fascinated by what he was saying, and then like I was also like throwing in my own like combativeness, like, okay, well, if this is how this is, then what wouldn't that imply that there's something beyond that? And like just really getting into it, like really deep shit. And we went on
Yeah.
doing this for 5 hours straight, like standing
Yeah.
in the kitchen picking at beef stew and or venison stew. Sorry, venison stew is really fucking good.
Nice.
Um just doing this for like 5 hours straight, and then out of nowhere, and I think that's where I got like this little empathy, like kind of related to my own life too, because like I actually see where he's coming from now, because he just like stopped in the middle of that and he just goes, "Hey, dude, I just want to tell you, I'm so happy you're talking about this stuff with me." And then he just comes in and gives me a hug, and I was just like, "That was weird." Joel's never like given me a hug or expressed gratitude or like gotten like deep like that with me ever before. I'm just like, this is
Yeah. Well,
cool.
that's like
I feel like nobody, like everybody writes things out. Like no matter what you're talking about, it could be anything. People just write it off and like not talk to you or cut you off or whatever. And then and
you
I'd
gotta
like
imagine the amount of like times he's probably tried and it's just
and people are
nobody
just
wants to
like, "You're
fucking hear
crazy.
it.
Shut up and walk away."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear it, man.
I've been doing that a lot more. Like a lot of my friends, like especially from the bar, and we'll just like go over to their place afterward and we'll just like chat and shit. And like I'm like, I ain't doing anything. Fuck it. Like I may as well
Yeah.
sit here and have a conversation, because what am I gonna do after this? Go home and sleep?
Yeah.
Force
Well, it's
myself to
like
sleep, I guess.
people is you just gotta talk to people and not just like surface level like how's the weather, how are you doing,
Yeah.
what's going on, did you get that job, but like actually like pick their brain, see what they like, what they think about.
Right.
And it's just like um you know
And try to
spend
like
more time thinking and talking to people.
balance that critical side in a healthy way with like being open minded
Yeah.
about like a topic or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like
Have your
I
own.
do like to learn like from people. Like Joel hits me with like all sorts of crazy shit that like I otherwise wouldn't think about. I mean, I think about some crazy existential shit all the time. I'm a fucking mess. But like it was cool to like share those ideas back and forth and
Mm,
just like actually have a conversation instead of just like, "Hi, how you doing? Cool. Good.
mm. You want to get pizza later?
You want to get pizza later? You you want to order a pizza?"
Holy shit. That's such a that's so insane.
Dude,
That's
I'm
such a
really
good
upset
bit.
with how my life is going right now. I'm gonna order a pizza.
I've just gotta order a pizza, dude. That's the only way out.
Please don't. Please don't. No, I'm ordering it right now. I'm on
Um,
Domino's app. Dude, put the Domino's app down. Let's talk about this. There's no more talking. You didn't want to talk. I'm ordering a pizza.
I'm ordering it now. I have to. There's just no way I can't go on anymore, dude.
I'm gonna order this
Holy fuck.
pizza. I'm gonna become a fat, disgusting piece of shit and sue Lyft for not giving me a fucking
Jesus Christ.
ride, and demand
Alright,
that
are
the
we
podcast that I'm on gives me a whole fucking couch to sit in, because I'm so fucking fat and disgusting and shouldn't be in public.
Jesus Christ. Oh my fucking god.
See, that's the kind of stuff I say, and I'm worried I'm gonna get fucking
That's not
banned
gonna
for
get
it.
you fucking banned. It's just gonna be a fucking a harsh time.
Oh well.
Uh anyway, that's cool.
20. I also wanted to bring
Yeah.
that up. 20.
20.
That's crazy, mate.
It is crazy. We could have a lot more pumped out if we just started fucking. If all we did was record them, we should just live stream it and then upload the live stream.
I
Don't
was
even worry about the fucking
I
the
was I
quality.
was thinking about that, and like honestly, I want to be at least have a guest on when we do that, so
Mm.
that there's more going on and less dead air. Because especially the last however many episodes it's been so far, I've cut out so much dead air where it was like it started out as like a 4.5 hour long podcast down to 2 because it's all
Yeah.
dead air, or also things that will be
Things
probably
about the
not
White House.
okay. Things about the White House,
Yeah.
which were clearly jokes, but it could probably be interpreted another way.
It was all
I
jokes.
seen what can be determined as incitement, and I'm pretty sure they have no problem with trying to cite that as incitement.
Yeah. You know.
I'll figure it
Anyway.
out. I do intend to re-upload every episode, like try and do like probably just about every episode. There was a few that were like still okay, where like they came out like perfectly fine, but there are like a lot of episodes. I've noticed there are just so many things I need to rework so it's actually digestible.
Yeah.
And I could probably shorten the runtime on a lot of them by cutting out like the dead air that I missed, or things that just aren't relevant. That's one thing I've been working on now too, is like cutting out things that aren't relevant, because like it just drags and then it gets boring, and then you got a Citizen Kane situation where you got to throw in a screaming parrot just to keep everybody's attention.
Yeah. Just to keep it all interesting. No, I feel it. I also just
I do want to start live streaming soon though. Tristan, it's time for dinner.
no, there were supposed to be thunderstorms and I think they started. But
Oh, I hope they don't make their way here. We were having a decent streak of nice weather. My pipes
yeah.
only froze once so far this week.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, so I
Should
was
get
able
those
to get
hand
a shower.
warmers and just tape them around.
Yeah, just tape a bunch of gas station hand warmers to the walls.
There you go.
Next time you see the show, they're just gonna be plastered all over the wall here in the studio. Like, hey, Will, what's that? Oh, hand warmers. I took your advice. Let's see.
Oh, okay. I have to piss so bad. I know both of your cats are sleeping. One's in the one they've both been there the whole time.
Gertrude
The
loves that beanbag, man.
Oh, I would too if I was that small. Curl up right in the middle of that thing, you just
It's a big beanbag
yeah,
too. I can curl up and sleep in it myself.
hell yeah. Alright. I have to piss so bad.
Yeah, I
I've been
have
holding it for the
to.
past 20 minutes. I've just been
Oh
like
shit! Yeah, I have to go get ready for work. I have to be there in an hour and 5 minutes.
nice.
So this
Get
did
yourself
go on a
together.
little bit longer than I thought it would, but that has been the Uncle Bill Show.
And this is I don't know, the next recommended video will probably be whatever you watch. Whatever you normally watch.
The next episode, the next recommended episode of the Uncle Bill Show is not
Okay.
this one.
You know what? Well,
Except the parts where I make fun of fat people.
Oh, alright. Good night.
Wow, what a show. Sorry it took so long to put out. The Uncle Bill Show has been on a bit of a hiatus lately and working out of a temporary studio. As you know, I work Lyft and Uber full time, and fortunately, I picked up a passenger one night, and well, let's just say my suspension's out of commission at the moment. But we're working as hard as we can to bring you more content, so stick around for more Uncle Bill Show coming very soon. Oh, and by the way, I'm just playing fat people.